Oh, hi. Well, it's Friday and it's Oscar Day. And I know it's not Friday morning without the Oscar. So, although I'm away at a course, we are a centre of creative excellence. So let's not let that stop us. Thank you to Ben for your help getting me set up with the Oscar for this week. You are immune as a result. Now, last week, I gained the Oscar for a slight glitch in my moderation. However, at least mine got sent away. My first nomination is for John. Now, despite what he may say, and although he says he sent away Alex's health moderation, it apparently was lost in the post. Sure, John. Second nomination is a double one, joint for Rowena and Helen. For both of these lovely ladies, wonderful dedicated mums, they're so committed to their children that they don't like to let them out of their sight, to the point where they'll bring them all the way to work with them, accidentally. Now, Rowena at least realised halfway to work that she still had her daughter in the car, whereas Helen, you may have seen walking into the staff room, son in tow. I wonder at which point she realised that he wasn't actually meant to be there today. Next nomination goes to Chris McLaren. Now, Chris, you've got 2 nominations today, so you're lucky that you're not getting the Oscar. Now, Chris, for you, another moderation story. Scott was pretty happy with the results and came up and gladly told her, "Oh, Chris, you got 4 out of 4 for your moderation." To which she replied, "Oh, so which one did I get wrong?" Lucky Chris was teaching literacy and not numeracy unit standards. Her second nomination, though, is to do with her, her cultural inclusiveness and, accepting our migrant students and trying to Kiwify them. You may have met the new student from the Philippines called John Daniel, who shortens his name to John Dell. John Dell. But when Chris interviewed him, she didn't hear John Dell, she heard Jandal. She asked him several times, "Are you sure it's Jandal?" Thinking that it was the Kiwi accent, he agreed, and so she proceeded to tell all of the teachers and the students that this new student is called Jandal. The funnier part of that story is that when I said to her, "Do you think that he knows what a Jandal is?" she said, "I think it's funnier if he doesn't know. We'll just call him that." Next nomination goes to Karen Watts. Now, Karen was seen running into the ladies' loos shouting, "I want to see the big reveal." None of us is quite sure who was revealing what. So thanks for that, Karen. Another nomination, this time for Jill. Jill, our beloved ESOL teacher who helps out with our foundation students learning the language that they need to survive at school. So yesterday she said to them, "Hey, what do you need to learn at the moment in your classes?" And young Chammy said, "I've got a test in health," and it was on sexuality. Now, she was fine with the fact that she had to teach male and female body parts, the names of organs, but then once he said that he needed to learn what the different parts do, she sort of looked and gasped and said, "I don't even know what all of them do." But she pushed on forward and not only taught the body parts, but gladly drew pictures of penises in their books. But finally, there can only be one Oscar winner. As most of you know, it was Mrs. Wheeler's birthday during the week, and she was planning on spending the day sitting quietly in her office, probably internet shopping, having a lovely day. But this was not to be. Mr. Reese forgot to turn up to his class. Mrs. Wheeler, being the professional, kind-hearted woman that she is, volunteered to just sit with the kids for a little while until Mr. Reese turned up. However, Mr. Reese could not be found. Minutes turned into an hour, and still nobody had turned up to relieve Mrs. Wheeler. The class became distressed, and they were convinced that he'd been abducted by zombies. They rallied around and raised a whole $1.93 for his ransom. So for ruining Mrs. Wheeler's birthday, and for your $1.93 that you're going to be given by the students, you, Mr. Reese, have earned yourself the Oscar. Happy Friday.